What's up, YouTube? Doing a little bit of a straight to video, straight to DVDs sort of uh, recording here. Just got done with the Modern Showcase Challenge. We played Rakdos Shadow in that, and we're kind of after the fact playing through a league with Grixis Shadow. This was like my secondary choice for the tournament. Decided not to play it, so I'm gonna run it through a league, kind of see how it does. If I feel like I made the right choice by going with Rakdos, or if Grixis would have been better. So let's just kind of jump in. I think everybody, for the most part, knows the Grixis list by now, or with the at least within a few cards of it. So not not too crazy about like going deep in the dive, the card decisions. Close this door while upon an opponent. All right, got to keep that draft from getting out. Good timing. Looks like we've got our first opponent. Drop this, get the full screen going since we don't have any chat to worry about. Opening hands reasonable. We've got a threat, a little filtering, couple cards towards Delirium. We've got a big payoff. So yeah, we can roll with it. All right, so let's get a red source of some sort. I just want to get a steam vents here. I don't really need more black mana. I know I need a red source for channeler, but everything past that's a little whatever. Pass through, bobble them on their upkeep. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. So is this like Tron? Yep. All right, so that terminate, a little less than exciting. We're not doing anything before combat, so let's go ahead and get in back. We'll play out the Ledger Shredder, say go. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. They kept 7, so I'm assuming they've got a way to get turn 3 Tron. Yep. For a blast zone. So they must already have the missing Tron land in hand. So let's start off with Iteration. Been in Underworld Breach, especially since I just found another one. Go Shadow to hand. Land Exile. Go ahead and play this Shadow so I can get my Connive trigger. Just throw away like the Terminate. Now the question is, they've got Tron. What's the payoff? Like a Thrag Tusk? Spell Pierce isn't really doing a lot for me here. Throw that away. Stone, okay. Well, that can be a lot worse for me. Okay, Ragavan. A little bit of damage. I think I'd rather start with iteration. In that, I'm really looking for a fetch land here. Alright, so we got the fetch land, so we can go drown to hand, Chandler to the bottom, fetch land to exile. We'll go ahead and fetch and shock here. Get a Steam Vents is fine. Ragavan. Need multiple Ragavans. Alright, so this puts you down to 1. Not really a reason to play out this shadow, because if my opponent's turn is just like hold up O Stone, then it makes more sense for me to like go to combat, make them pop that, and then play the Breach second main. And I could have like Breach plus uh iteration or something, really try to dig for a lightning bolt. Then if that's the case, if I know they're going for O Stone, then I should surveil before combat. Like, play Ragavan, play Bauble off my treasure token before combat. Because if they O Stone, they're just going to blow up this treasure token anyway. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to kind of hold on to that. Let's cast Ragavan. Cast Bauble. Resolve Channeler. Need to drown. Still don't think I need to drown. Pretty sure I'm kind of like all in on finding a bolt at this point. What's coming off the top of my library? Ragavan. Okay, so let's go to combat, get this O Stone cracked. Yep. All right. So best way of finding Bauble or finding Bolt. It might actually be Breach, Channeler, and then start casting Baubles. I kind of like that. Let's go blue, red, Underworld Breach. Casting the Baubles will just let me filter dead stuff off the top until either I flip over a lightning bolt and I just get to cast it right away, or I flip over something better. Instant. Fine. That into the yard. I've got 2 bobble draws coming off the top. Rid of the other bauble. Extra land, extra Ragavan. Oop. Rid of Ragavan, Shredder, other Ragavan. Nope. Belt, other bauble. Instant I don't need. This other instant I don't need. That one. Like, kind of the plus of this is even after I get done with all these baubles and stuff, I've got a ton of draws off the top of their library, or off the top of my library. We'll get rid of Breach. That doesn't say lightning bolt. I don't want it. And we'll just play the shadow. What do we got? 7 new cards. He is not it. Nope. 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 There we go. All right, we got there. Man, 5 lands there is brutal, but works out. Found the bolt. That's the important part. So we're on the draw against Tron. Fluster Storms help deal with like turn 2 Ancient Stirrings or Sylvan Scrying. Spell Pierce can hit pretty much anything first turn or two. Also, nice thing about Spell Pierce is turn 3. Turn 3 natural Tron into like either big Karn or little Karn plus bridge. You can interact with those. Usually I'll bring in like 1 EE just to have it around in case I want to deal with ensnaring bridge. Like, you still have to kill the Karn, but good follow up to that. Don't really want the extra breach. Definitely don't want terminate. All the removal spells are pretty meh. Then just board out something like an iteration since we got to go a little bit faster. Could also board out a land. Used to do that in like the Gurmag English Shadow builds a lot because the last thing you want to do is flood against Tron. All right, what do we got? think I'm keeping this. Not anything crazy exciting, but like it's got hand disruption. I've got a hate piece. I've got a bunch of redraws to help find a threat. All right, so I do not want an EE. Get rid of that. We're drawing into a Karn Liberated. Okay. Ooh, their hand is not very good. Let's take the Sylvan Scrying. Got a Walking Ballista. It's just like an answer for Ragavan. Speak of the devil. So let's dash the Ragavan since we're not in fear of Tron this turn. I think what I'm gonna do here is hit my opponent and just pass the turn. If they like crack map, star or something, and like yeah, if they have to go for like a Sylvan Scrying or something on their turn, I've got Spell Pierce. If they can't get Tron this turn, so I'm not like too afraid of most things. All right, so they get and play Tower. Chromatic Star. Walking Ballista. Are they trying to scrying? Ballista. Okay. Tap. Watery Grave's a good draw, so now I get to shoot the Walking Ballista if I want. I could go like Watery Grave, Drown in the Lock the Walking Ballista, dash the Ragavan, and Thoughtseize. I could also Drown in the Lock. I think I kind of like Drown and Lock the Ballista, cast Ragavan, cast Alpine Moon. Is that what I like? Or I could like Drown Ragavan Thoughtseize. Maybe that's a little bit better. Or we'll drown Thoughtseize them, see what we want to do. Either we can play out the Ragavan or we can play out the Alpine Moon. All right, Chromatic Sphere, O Stone. Here, O Stone. So maybe I just want to take the Karn. I think I'm just gonna take the Sphere and pass the turn and plan on like spell piercing the O Stone. And then when I go back to my turn, I'll dash Ragavan and play the Alpine Moon. O Stone. Pierce. Coughing fit. Star. Red. Red to cast an Alpine Moon, naming Urza's power plant. One they do not have yet. They go. Another walking ballista. Yep. It's fine. Still a big need to fetch yet. Opponent goes for the ping here. Yep. So let's bobble you, see what's off the top. Map. Map's pretty good. Map can be used to go get Blast Zone, which takes out the Alpine Moon. So, like, I do need to find another threat pretty quickly. So, this might just be like add Gigantha to hand. I'm gonna say maybe we get lucky and they go like map weather the storm. They're gonna go get the power plant. Huh. I guess they could have like a Nature's Claim effect as their last card. Again, the Spirit Dragon. Red, blue. All right, so I'm actually gonna go Turok to hand, Pierce to the bottom, Shadow to exile, play the Shadow, and hold on to the Turok for next turn. Because I could go for Turok now, but if their last card is like Veil of Summer, because they just played this and they have open mana, that would kind of suck. Sylvan Scrying. This is just to go get Blast Zone. That's fine, right? I don't need to fight over this. I outpace Blast Zone with just like kick Turok and untap Flusterstorm. Yeah, this is okay. Yep. Yep. Good one. Go combat. And I don't need to fetch here. The extra point, 2 points of damage doesn't do anything for me. Like, they're still dead to the Turok next turn. If I fetch, I could leave myself dead to a walking ballista off the top. But I do want to go one lower so that they're dead to a lightning bolt. So this is now 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hard time telling me not to cast my opponent's Karn Liberated. All Blast Zone. Say go. Care about Weather the Storm? Really? Still dead on board next turn? Sometimes that's all you gotta do is cast your opponent's Karn Liberated and exile their lands. Could be that exiling the Blast Zone is really, really greedy. Because if my opponent does have like a Nature's Claim or something, blow up my Alpine Moon, they've got Tron unlocked. But if I feel like if they had a Nature's Claim or something, they would have cast it already. And if they do get Tron unlocked, if they play Karn or something, they can Karn exile my Shadow. I can Karn their Karn, hit with Ragavan, kick Turok. If they exile like Karn, I can kill Shadow, kick Ragavan, or kick Turok, hit him with Ragavan. Whatever. If they play Worm Coil, I can exile that, hit them. Everos. I have no idea what Everos is playing. Hand's a little meh. Bottom lands, say go. Copious Raw name white. Just looks like it's just Enchantress. So Enchantress. Enchantress. Good to have a rest in peace here. Okay. That, say go. Mm-hmm. Sure. Get you out of the way. Breach action. Not casting Unholy Heat, so we'll just goodbye to that. Wish we had like a Shadow or something here, but okay. So we need to find Drown in the Locks. like pretty bad. I think Drowning Lock is more important than Ragavan here. Upkeep, sack the Grove. Did this. Okay. Utopia Sprawl, I can't do anything with. So just say go. No upkeep, sack. You're going to pass the turn back to me. This is a dangerous game they're playing. All right. So bolt 1, 2, 3. 2 more cards, and I can bolt 4 times. I've got fetch, swamp, that does it. Fetch, swamp, Thoughtseize. Let's see if the coast is clear. It is not. All right. Breach 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to you. All right. So now I could breach 3 times if I wanted to, but does that do anything for me? Feel like it does. Hmm. Finding my Ragavan. One, two, three, four, five. It's the draw card off this. We counter the Enchantress's presence. Cast something into Rag or Shredder. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So with 16 cards in our yard, we have enough to bolt 5 times. So anything that keeps us above bolt 5 times is a-okay. Whew, that took some setup. That took a lot of setup. Spell pierces are great. EE's EE's fine. I'm kind of hoping that like they won't be playing a bunch of solemnities, but if they are, I don't think there's really anything I can do about it. Dress down can stop like Sithis and the mana producing dude for a turn. I'm expecting them to bring in a bunch of like rest in pieces, maybe Leyline of the Void. So I don't think Underworld Breach is going to be as good post board. Drowning Lock's pretty bad against Rip. Want to board down on dudes. Maybe just one dress down. Board out on like a channeler because I went down on breaches. If I get like a Ragavan traded with a Sithis, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. And let's just ditch Channeler. If they don't have Leyline. All right, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you setting me up for a Veil of Summer? Sithis or Darling Grove. Both of those aren't great for me, but I think Sithis is a little bit worse. I just want to get down Shredder here. I think so. They on thin ice it. That's at least one out of the way. Yep. Give me a connive trigger for all my troubles. All right. So on thin ice, leyline binding, unknown. Thoughtseize. Taking Enchantress's presence for sure. The first of these shadows to be thrown under the bus. Leyline binding costs 3 at the moment. 2 land types. Abundant Harvest or Bunny Growth does not give all basic land types. It just says you can tap for whatever color you want. Okay. Sanctum Weaver is kind of fine. Like they just have a bunch of mana. Want Drown. Drown's better than Spell Pierce here because of Sanctum Weaver. They only have 3 mana, so they can't like upkeep for a solitary confinement. Or an Enchantress's presence. They could get like a Sithis if they think I don't have a removal spell. I mean, I guess they could go like, I'm gonna say get Sithis. Play it, hold up. Kind of good, right? If they pop Sterling Grove, I get to know what they get. All right. Hopefully this is the turn that kind of gets me back into this. Whew, that was a match. See if Everest is streaming. They are streaming. Pop in and say GG's. Come on.
Would prefer if I streamed before the Super Bowl or just at my normal time, which would be during the Super Bowl. People would prefer that I did it before the Super Bowl. So I'm going to do that. So it'll be like a little afternoon stream. I don't know exactly what we're going to do yet. It might be a good opportunity to do some more of the Patreon game. It might be
see if they
some Magic. I'm
see my comment.
What's going on in the Magic community during that. No, it's good control. It's that was a that's a tricky one. That's a tricky matchup. was a good game. All right, so yeah, we'll
What is that out? Everest is always a really awesome sport. We had a match one time that I was playing Storm and he was playing blue white control. And I played Drago for like 7 or 8 turns while he was missing. I think it was like a fifth or missing like a sixth land drop. So he couldn't escape an Uro and hold up a counter spell. And I was like pretty light on lands, so I couldn't go like ritual. He countered it, second ritual, something. And we just sat there staring at each other for like 7 or 8 turns. And finally he blinked and I was able to remand an Uro and then drew into like a second remand and went off with the empty the warrens and he didn't have a wrath. It was just like most insane Storm v Control game I've ever seen. Like I know Caleb Scherer, I'm sure can top it a million times over, but little old podunk me, it was a fun one. All right, moose droppings. Interesting name. Goblins. Merinos. Have a 0 mana goblin here. Do I have any goblins in my deck? Let's double check before I assume anything. Human shaman, monkey pirate, avatar, bird advisor. No goblins. We could just play this as a body. But I think I'm just going to draw this channeler instead. And this will be a pretty interesting couple turns. So, like, one of the things that I always try to find out about my goblin opponents game one, if I can, is are they the kind of opponent that will pivot into the mid range plan? Or are they the kind of goblin player that will aggressively try to force combo every single chance they get? And I ask because the two play extraordinarily different games. Like, if they're trying to force combo every chance they get, then all I really need to do is like hold up ways to interact with, say, Snoop. But if they're willing to play like the mid range, go long plan, then all of a sudden I've got to worry about like uh, every little potential value engine. This prospector kill you. Flip over. Now, am I playing a shadow into a potential like dude plus what's it called? Munitions expert? I don't think I am. I think I can wait. If I was at one less life, I would risk shadow into exactly dude that makes a token. God, why can I not think of the name? 2 mana dude that makes a token, has echo. I would risk shadow into exactly that plus munitions expert, but I don't want to risk shadow into like 2 or 3 mana, literally any goblin munitions expert. I think that's a little too greedy. Also, I really wanted to just like cash in on drowning the lock while I could, and killing a Skirk prospector, letting my Ragavan get through is better than like doing nothing with it. Like if I don't kill it and they don't block, I might just be sitting there staring at drowning the lock forever. And that doesn't sound particularly good for me. Nope. Yep. There's the War Marshal. And a Cavern of Souls off the top. Gross. Gross. Swing in with everybody. Play backup Ragavan. Play Shadows. Go. And in their draw step, I'll see what goes on with this cavern. All right. So now it's fine. Uh, this could be a harbinger. I'll let them put it into play. Make sure it's like a harbinger before I do anything. Because if it's not, I might just like waste a drowning lock here. If it's like a Pashlik Mons or something. All right. Matron, sure. Go and get Ringleader. Or are they going to go get Harbinger? This is the point where, like, if they play the mid range game, they should just get Ringleader and they will probably win off that. But if they like mess around and go get Harbinger, all right. They could also just get like Sling Gang Lieutenant and probably win. Yeah, see, they're gonna get Harbinger. Not gonna play the Harbinger. One of their last two cards, Munitions Expert. I guess if it is, they don't really have to play it now. Yep. I gotta bend that. Pretty good chance we died a combo here. We'll see. I do appreciate that they're willing to like throw away most of their board on the hopes that this combo works out. But at least right now, I can kind of get a feel for how they're going to play. Or they just have the Kiki Jiki. Not going to do anything. Sure. That was a draw step I had no business getting to. But it happens. I want EEs, terminates, dress downs, rid of spell pierce. Like the first Ragavan's pretty good. After that, they get pretty bad pretty quickly. They could bring in Relic of Progenitus. Not too incredibly likely, but like I should be one of the matchups. They can pretty much just go, yeah, like resubmit, same 60. We're not running any Kozilek's returns or anything like that. Know if opponent's mulliganed or not. Perhaps they are double queued. This hand, I'm kind of banking on like obviously finding the second land, but banking on the flyers just being able to kind of get me there. But we will see. Steam Vents, play Channeler. They play like a Skirk Prospector. I'll definitely upkeep Bolt. They play an Aether Vial. Probably not. Don't do anything. Just how we drew it up, right? All right. Cavern of Souls is fine. Horde Master, we will upkeep Bolt. I think I want lands more than I want Terminate. It's really. Is that greedy? I want lands. This gives me Delirium. Yeah. Flashy, no. Does it tap for mana? Yes. Mog fantastic. Oh, baby. Now we're talking. All right. So that pretty much did exactly what I was hoping that hand would get to. Is just, hey, I'm going to put some good flyers out there, a little bit of interaction, and just hope we can like close out the game fast enough. Obviously, a little bit lucky we were able to get Delirium and get the Shredder a little bigger, but we will take it. Now we're going back on the draw. Thoughtseize, definitely better. I think I like Thoughtseize over an iteration on the draw. Ragavan's a little bit worse. Kind of wonder what I think about Turok. It's like 4 mana, ditch your last 2 cards in a board stall. That could be okay, but we're just like sitting there doing nothing with it. Or if they empty out their hand before we Turok, it looks pretty bad. So maybe Turok's like extra board in if you have the need on the play. Hmm. Well, this was a blood crit or a steam vents. I think I would 100% keep this. It's not, and my best draws off this are red source. Red source and a removal spell since Drown's not necessarily live yet. But it does have 2 flyers. I think I gotta ship this. I think this is just in that realm of like, hey, if I top deck a red source, this hand is good enough. If I don't, I do nothing. Oh, baby. Go from no red to no black. I think I have to keep this one. Fetch land. Ah, gotta be kidding me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Modern staple, frog tosser, banneret, no attack. I think I'm just gonna go like end of my turn, dress down. Okay. Man, how much better would Luris look here? And if they pass through, I might just do like the same thing. I love this no attack. So funny. Alright, so let's go. Thought seize. See what they do. Martial ringleader. So we'll take ringleader. Yep. Play Ragavan. Fine. And just pass. My last card is Blood Crypt. It has paid for Echo. Blood Crypt. Okay. Prospector. No. Let's just go ahead and get the War Marshal off the board. All right. EE's good. I just want to go. Am I at all interested in EEing away these Aether Vials? I don't think so. You just kind of have to risk a no big top deck again. Maybe depending on what happens here, I might decide to blow up the vials. But like if they go land, fire up Den, attack with everything. I block Den, take 4. Then I guess I can just play E on 0 and wipe up the tokens. Probably better than EE on a 5. Or EE on 1, not 5. Quite a ways off of EE on 5. Alright, so I could EE on 0 and just blow up the tokens. Which is probably like fine. I think kind of no matter what I do, I'm gonna risk another top deck. Unless I just play like Ragavan, hold up, drown, or dress down. Play Shadow, hold up, dress down. I don't know why words are so tough. Sure. Play Shadow. Play EE on 0. Oh, they're gonna go ahead and do this. Okay. Now I get to know if I want to pop EE here. Board Master. I think that means yes. Some gobos off the board. Are they going to animate Den? Okay. Gobbo off the board. So Horde Master. Got a Den. They've got an unknown coming off the top. That's a pretty solid draw. So we thought these. They have to vial in the Horde Master. A 2-drop, right? Yeah. It's fine because we don't actually care about the Horde Master. We just want to get the life loss. Combat. They're gonna block with. Not double blocking, are they? I. Oh, this is a goblin? Comes with 3/2 red goblin token. Huh. Okay. End of your next turn. So they can cast it. Not like Violet in. So they have to hit a land here to be able to play that. Not that land. Alright, so do I want to just go. I think I just want to end a turn dress down. If I hit a removal spell, I kill this and kill them. If I don't hit a removal spell, they're still just like taking 13 and this has to chump block. But the odds of me hitting a removal spell are reasonable. It says optimistically. Harbinger. Harbinger means they die, right? These shadows are both going to be 7/7s. Harbinger puts something on top. But yeah, I can just like cast this, go to 6, pass the turn, and they should be unalive. No cards in hand, so no matter what they put on top with Harbinger, they cannot get access to it. If it were like a matron, I wouldn't fire off the Thoughtseize. But just because the Harbinger means it can't do anything, I'm fine with it. Yeah, another Shadow's good. Terminate's good. Iteration's good. All right, that's a really positive match to win. Goblins is not a very easy one. Really loud. Whoops. Sorry. We got for round number 4. So we're on the draw against a Gigantha mirror. Hands pretty. All right. Basic mountain into basic mountain looks horrendous. So this is probably like the artifact burn deck. Well, he might be in a little bit of trouble. Dashing through the snow, horse open sleigh, Over the fields we go, bolting all the way. Ha ha ha. Give me a land. It's pretty bad. Ooh. All right. The water grave. All right. Staring down a saga. They looks like they don't have the land. They're digging for one. This does mean one less construct, which is really good for me. Thought seize. Don't really need extras of those. Don't need extras of those. Shadow to hand. Bloodstained Mire to exile. Just grow the shredder again. I can make a construct this time. Just gonna kill off the shadow, or do we think they have the lethal burn? Handler. Pretty decent. Okay. That's solid. So let's go Shadow, Channeler, ditch a land. Shock in steam vents, and we'll attack for 4. 4 in the air. Or I want to go for 7. I'll just go for 4. They attack back and like don't actually kill me, they could put themselves in a really bad spot. Channeler has to attack. I think we just trade off. I don't think I want to go down to 7 in the face of like Pyrite Spell Bomb plus potential Shrapnel Blast or something. All right, so Drown to hand, Ragavan to the bottom, Bauble to exile. Heat. Just ditch the Ragavan. Really doing much for us. Just Swift Spear off the top. Okay. Any benefit to attacking with a shadow? They want to trade off like a dude and a pyrite spell bomb for a shadow. I think I'm like okay with that. Spell pierce. And for 8, say, all right, fair enough. Nice little. Oh, did they just scoop the match, or they just like over it? I mean, I guess fair enough. Who am I to say no? I didn't think it would let you scoop the match from that screen. I thought you like had to go to the normal screen or the sideboarding and then scoop. All right, 4-0, playing for the trophy. Wins over Tron, Enchantress, Goblins, and Mono Red Artifact Burn. So we'll put an asterisk next to the Artifact Burn one. Like I said, I think opponent just wasn't feeling it. Who is our final boss for this league? Lynx. Okay. Both keep 7. We reveal a companion. Looks like we're up against mURktide. Ragavan. Pierce. I like a Pierce. Might not end up mattering. Yep. All right. Very reasonable turn out of them. Go ahead and cast our iteration. Go for the free value. I know I'm terminating here, right? Good draw. Let's go. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. See what they do. Consider iteration. Take iteration. Play Scalding Tarn. Yep. And I think I'm actually going to go for Spell Pierce on one of these. See how they scry. Oh, maybe not now. Now I guess I'm waiting. Because they untap and start with like an iteration. I want to Spell Pierce that. Come on. Good boy. The land. Okay. Oh, so we've got Terminate in the bin. Got Bolt. That's reasonable. I know their last card's Consider. I think I just kind of have to hope that their next like 3 or 4 cards they see here are whiffs. Then a Lightning Bolt. All right. Have to go for Breach for something here. That sucks. Say it sucks. Like, I still just bobble a few times, but really hoping for something better. Okay. Keep terminating the bin in case I find another bobble or another breach. Okay. Shadow off the top. Pass. Shadow. We still got a heat. I could get a mountain off of this. Mountain. Duration to hand. Bobble to the bottom. Take bolt you in the face. All right. Got double removal spell. He's got double removal spell. I know he's got one. Yep. All right. Game 2. Probably could have waited till second main phase to do a decent chunk of that. Probably would have been better. Go back and look. I kind of think 4 spell pierce is too much in this matchup. I think like the first one is really good. The second one's like okay, and then it just gets substantially worse after that. Ground gets really bad really quick because I'm just like aggressively tagging their graveyard. Okay. They're mulliganing. Go. Then a counter spell. Um, love to dash Ragavan. Verse is just better. Interesting that they decide not to dash their Ragavan. would have liked that mountain. Curse of their own. Okay. Okay. They want to eat their own stuff. Triple consider. Gonna go to their upkeep, eat some stuff, see if they want to respond with eating some stuff. Yep. There's the mURktide. All right. Kind of have to kill that. Again, I'll go to their turn. I'm like just trying to get them to use their hearse on their turn. So if I find another land, I can like breach some stuff back right here. Hmm. Believe that's gonna be enough. And I guess if they've got nothing and I find a removal spell here for the big shredder. Man, mURktide's just had my number today. Like I think I lost to it 2 or 3 times in the showcase challenge. I just got to figure out like what my plan is there because Whatever it is not coming together. Like, I think I just want all my drown in the locks in. So I have extra ways of just killing Ledger Shredder and stuff like that. And maybe just board out maybe all of my channelers. I don't know. But either way, 4-1 still a pretty good league. So if you are enjoying these kind of videos, these straight to YouTube videos, let me know. I'll be happy to record some more of them. Otherwise, hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day. Stay safe, enjoy some good food and company. I will catch y'all back later. Adios for now.